Okay, I have tried to record this video probably like 3 times already because I keep getting just so many thoughts. But I want to talk about my takeaways for this week. I learned so many things this week that I just need to record them and I need to say them, especially the one that I learned today, which is liberation is a true form of peace, which is a true form of love. In order to you can only liberate something for it to be real love. You cannot just attach yourself to something and call it love, because love is free. I was at church today and the priest was talking about the soul. He was saying how the soul is like round and then we have 2 little bubbles stuck to them, which is like the self-conscious and something else. I can't remember what the other thing was. So then he's saying that we go out into this world and we're free, right? We have like this liberation. That's why if you want to go back to the Genesis and like talk about if Adam and Eve were free, yada yada yada. He's like, but us, that's why we are in this planet. We're free. The first thing that we're free, we're liberated. Bam. But then we have all these self-conscious things, like the self-conscious voice of the right and the wrong. And he was like, if you don't want to think about like the capital sins of the church, think about the laws. You shouldn't do this, you shouldn't steal, you shouldn't hurt other people, which is basically the whole round thing that he's saying, right? Like you shouldn't harm others. In the past, I have caught myself not being free of my mind because I'm constantly, for example, I'm in love with this person that hurt me really, really bad. And I hurt him too, we hurt each other in whatever way we did. And I thought I really loved him, but I don't think that is love, because I'm just attaching myself because of the experiences that I had with him, because of my like everything that happened with him, and I think that is love. But it's not love because I am not liberating him from my thoughts. I need to liberate him, and I need to like let it go and just simply just let that go, because that liberating something is the only way of true love. And today I prayed and I told myself, God, please help me to liberate my thoughts. Help me free my thoughts. Liberación. Yo estoy hablando de liberación, that's why I'm saying liberating. But like, let me free my thoughts. But liberating isn't liberación, it's freedom. So, God, please free my thoughts of wanting to be chosen, of wanting to be loved. Because the only true way of finding love, the absolute love, is through freedom. Because you cannot attach a person to your norms and your way of loving, because that is not free. That is not freedom, and freedom is not love. Freedom is love. Love is peace. And at the end of the day, if you have freedom, you have peace, and you have love. And that is something I learned today. And it really took me a while to realize that, because I am the most overthinking person out there in the world. Like, you could tell me something 5 years ago and I'm really good at remembering it, but I remember good things and I remember bad things. So that is a flaw, but also a virtue I have. And I forgot where I was going with that. But I'll probably look back in the video and I'll connect it, and I'll want to say like, oh, this is why I said this. The second thing I learned this week was to have fun. Just let things roll. Do whatever you want. But just remember that you are free. And this freedom is beautiful. I really forgot what I wanted to say. My second thing. I stood up and I left my cushion here, and I was like, okay, let me think what I wanted to say. But no, I completely forgot. But yeah. Love. Have a great week. Have a great week. And just know that everything that you promise yourself is your energy. And that is important because you want to preserve your energy, so you want to stay uphold to your promises. Because your promises at the end of the day are your wishes. And your wishes are the most connected thing to your desire, which comes from the soul. And your soul is your closest, most purest thing to you. So whatever you promise yourself for this week, let it come from that divine intersection. Love. Bye.